morning. Welcome to CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, August 7, 2012. There's a fire at one of the country's biggest oil refineries in the United States, just south of San Francisco. The Chevron refinery in Richmond, California, has drove about 300 people to the hospital already as a result of smoke inhalation. The fire broke out last night. The refinery produces about 245,000 barrels of oil a day, largely jet fuel or diesel fuel, as well as chemicals used to make many other lubricants. According to Chevron, sulfuric acid and nitrogen dioxide were released into the air during the incident. The fire is not yet extinguished, although it is contained at the moment. It's spewing out huge clouds of black smoke over the San Francisco Bay Area. The pictures are quite dramatic, actually. Well, as you may have heard by now, Standard Chartered, one of Britain's most distinguished global banks, has been accused by American regulators of laundering $250 billion from Iran and behaving like a rogue institution. This is according to the regulators. The most interesting thing that the New York State Department of Financial Services accused the 160-year-old bank yesterday was being flagrantly deceptive in its actions between 2001 and 2010. They said that their actions had been motivated by greed, and in fact, they had earned millions of dollars in fees by conspiring with Iran in around 60,000 secret transactions. Standard Chartered responded today denying this. Marsh McLennan, the biggest, or depending upon how you measure it, after Aon or before Aon, the largest broking operation in the country, if not the world, announced that they're on pace to outpace the rest of the sector this quarter again, as it increased its organic growth by 6%. Reinsurance broker Guy Carpenter, a subsidiary of Marsh, again led the charge with underlying growth of 10% to take its revenues to $275 million for the quarter. Net profit at the whole Marsh Group rose to $339 million, or 60 cents a share. The Wall Street analysts had been expecting 58 cents a share. Once again, credit to Brian Dupereau. He's taken these guys off the mat and really put them on the right road. Well, when the tragedy occurs, such as the Colorado shooting back at the end of July that left 12 dead, eventually people begin to think about insurance. And we've got some information on that Colorado theater shooting. The brunt of the insurance will fall under commercial general liability coverage, according to industry experts. The theater owner, Cinemark Holdings, is self-insured for general liability claims with a cap of $250,000 per occurrence. According to information received by the Texas-based Securities and Exchange Commission, where the filing was made, the company is also self-insured for medical claims of up to $125,000. According to Jones Lang LaSalle in Chicago, general liability coverage will generally respond to third-party claims after a shooting. Cinemark's $250,000 cap per occurrence is reasonable retention for a claim, according to Willis. Willis said they'll probably have an umbrella program that sits on top. It could be as small as $5 million or as large as hundreds of millions of dollars. In these kinds of shootings, the general liability coverage likely would indemnify and defend the property owners. Other parties potentially connected to a theater operation, such as the property management company and other contracted third-party providers, likely would have their own GL cover. From a litigation standpoint, one observer said everybody is going to be pulled in. The issue of single or multiple occurrences could affect how Cinemark's retention is applied, according to Willis. If it's $250,000 per injured person, the theater is going to have a lot more self-insured exposure than if it's $250,000 to the incident itself. No word yet on what it is. The Philippines are being racked again by monsoon flooding. 20,000 people have been forced to evacuate. There's over 6 feet of water in downtown Manila. The stock market, schools, and government offices have been closed. Power has been turned off in parts of the capital as a precaution, as waters have now seeped into electrical facilities. German-based Munich Re said this morning that it's well on track to slightly surpass its original target of $3.1 billion in profit for 2012. They've upped their expectations for the balance of the year. Flagstone Re, which operates mainly in Bermuda but is headquartered, I believe, in Luxembourg, reported a second quarter earnings last night of slightly better. They estimated revenues of $99 million had been predicted by analysts, but they came in at $108 million. They overall showed an improvement. However, one thing that did pop out to some observers was they ran up a combined loss ratio of 94% in the second quarter, this despite the absence of catastrophe events. For the second quarter, some of their rivals, such as Ren Re, reported a 47.7% ratio. Validus came in at 66% and Platinum at 76%, and they came in at 94%. The marine hull market continues to show few signs of hardening despite major losses such as the Costa Concordia as well as the MV Reno off of New Zealand. People don't quite understand it and are attributing it in fact to overcapacity in the market. A little update on Ernesto, the storm that will probably become a hurricane tomorrow. It's located about 285 miles east of Belize City in the Honduras. It's got sustained winds of 65 miles per hour. Most of the hurricane warnings in Mexico have been downgraded to tropical storm warnings, although one hurricane warning is still in effect from Punta Allen to Chetumal on the east coast of Yucatan. There are two low pressure systems behind it, both Florence and another one that is yet unnamed. And they both, according to the National Hurricane Center, have remote chances of developing into a hurricane. So things still look relatively clear for the United States. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.